What's up, guys? Today we have a pretty solid tier list set up on the screen right now, and I will be leading this ranking.
Well, it's pretty stupid to let you rank these cute animals instead of me, but P. Joey will let it slide this one time.
Joe, you let your dog lick peanut butter off your balls, and you can't even train your fucking dog to stop biting everyone in the White House, so you'd be a pretty dumb choice. And I just don't like animals very much, so I assume Obama has the most knowledge on the topic.
And you would be right about that. I traveled a lot after my second term ended with Michelle, and needless to say that I visited many zoos and safari, so I do have some personal favorites in this list. But first up is alpaca, and those guys are funny looking. But if you're gonna be nuisance to them, they might spit on you, and while there is nothing much special about them, alpacas and llama are unique, as in they are the only animal other than humans who spit, so for that special trait, I'm gonna move them up to B tier.
Old Joey also spits on people to establish dominance, so I fuck with alpacas heavy. You already know we spit on that thing.
Leave it! Armadillo is the second guy on our list, and their self-defense mechanism, which is basically curling up in a ball, is really fascinating how they evolved to have those hard shells to protect them. And they are also not really aggressive and not really dangerous to humans unless they are carrying rabies. Yet another B tier sounds good, and for rabbits I think A tier is appropriate. They are just too cute, and they can even outrun Usain Bolt in his prime without a sweat, since they can run over 40 miles per hour even, and their legs are stronger than they look. If you ever seen the videos with the rabbits kicking stuff out of boredom, you would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I bet they could never kick as hard as me when I come home and the dinner is not ready.
Joe, you can barely stand upright, so I bet if you tried to kick someone and somehow not break your hips, it would feel like someone barely touching you with a cold bone seeing this set of chicken legs you got going on.
You see, those legs were trade-off for horse.
All right, I think we get what you were trying to say. Now let's move on to camels, and they are basically desert horses, which is cool in itself, and I'd say S tier, just because of how important and useful they have been for people in that area.
I've actually seen some up close when I was in Saudi, and I gotta say that they smell bad, dude. I mean, of course, it's not Joe's level of horrid smell, but it's the Axe Dark Temptation level of smell that just lingers on them.
Slightly bad smell ain't gonna make me put the whole ass animal any lower, Donald. Like, what are they supposed to do about it? Also, they are native to desert, so I know for the fact that you, after 10 minutes of this much sun exposure, would be looking like a glazed donut and be dripping sweat like melting iceberg.
Get back to the ranking, you robot, and stop fat-shaming me. I thought you was above that, seeing as how you liberals always cry about that.
So the cheetah whole thing is that it's the fastest land animal on planet Earth, and it can sprint as fast as 75 miles per hour, albeit for a short distance. But just for that record alone, I'm giving them S tier. And in fact, it's a double S tier right there, because I don't see how you could place a human best friend anywhere else. Like, you gotta be on some real hater shit or have some form of trauma from childhood to not absolutely love dogs. I still miss my beau. Hope he is having a real good time up in there.
What the hell is that next picture? Are we rating baby ducks or ducks in general?
I don't see any adult ducks in the list, so I'll assume it means the ducks in general. They taste all right, and it's weird when you think about it because those birds can survive on muddy water and some soggy breadcrumbs, so I will give them A tier for that. Elephants are one of the easiest S tier because they are humongous, but one of the most intelligent mammals that are not apes. I could see that intelligence in their eyes when I was interacting with them in Kenya when I was visiting it. They even have more neurons in their brain than humans, but that is mostly for controlling their trunks, which are surprisingly precise.
Oh, is that this fish from Finding Nemo?
This fucking child, bro.
Child? Where?
Now, oh my goodness, I could really see all of those in the S tier, but let's break down each one. Foxes are basically dog-looking cats with the hyena laugh, and I was originally thinking to put them in S tier just because of how cool that hybrid is, but then I remembered that they are actually harmful for the farmers because they eat the chickens. So we kind of have beef with them, but I still wouldn't want them to go extinct, so it's gonna be our very first C tier. This blue dart frog can kill you if it comes to contact with your blood, but it acts like regular frogs, so it won't attack you. But still, I would be better off knowing they got replaced with regular frogs, so screw them. And it's a triple whammy of S tiers because giraffes, hamsters, and horses are no doubt going there. Giraffes are really one of those animals that you don't know how evolution came to the conclusion it would be the best for them to evolve a 20 feet long neck. They are naturally friendly and curious when seeing humans, so that cool and their kicks can legit kill you. So it's good they are chill. Hamsters are really fun, cute little goobers. And when you get one, they start to trust you almost instantly. And after a couple of minutes, you can get it to go on your hand. And horses are horses. I don't think there is any need for explaining that rating.
It just sucks that people buy those hamsters for their kids, and those little shits usually accidentally kill them in the most diabolical ways after a couple months of getting them.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that is bad, but what can you do, you know? Hey, it's better for them to learn responsibility on an animal that doesn't feel that much emotion and can't hurt anybody than to get them a puppy just for that puppy to grow up biting everybody or for that puppy to end up like those hamsters.
Look at that next guy, though. We would never get to craft a bed in Minecraft if it weren't for him. So shout out to my goat, to my sheep. When I was foot in the Himalayas with Xi Jinping of Addis Ababa.
I think he is dying on camera right now.
We're not yet halfway done, so let me get out a couple of rankings out of the way. Sheeps are really needed, so S tier, and now I don't know much about lemurs, but I know about King Julian, and I liked about...
That was a Joe level of reference. You know you're getting old when you start to sound like fucking Joe.
Doing what to Joe? I know Barry swings that way, and I ain't saying no, but I didn't even give my consent yet, man. Ask first, dude. That's how you get yourself in restraining order that makes you not get closer than 200 yards to any elementary school.
Joe, just think of silence as a blessing, because in some cases like yours, being able to speak is a curse.
It's kind of bold of you to call his dying mumbling inability to speak.
Well, getting back to the actual point of the video, which is a freaking tier list, I'd ultimately put lemurs in C tier because I really don't know nothing about them. Now we would have a combo of 5 continuous S tiers if it weren't for that macaque monkey. But yeah, lion is obvious S tier, no need to talk about it. And macaque, why are you laughing?
I don't think even he knows why. You just said something about macaque and the... Oh, okay, I get it now.
What is wrong with macaque?
Dude, just listen to yourself.
Whatever. So those little robbers go to the C tiers. And my reasoning for that is that they are still extremely intelligent, and I've seen a post on Reddit that claimed those monkeys have all the vocal cords they need to speak human language, but the only thing they are lacking is the brain capability of controlling those muscles, which can be improved with some generations of selective breeding, but that's not very ethical. And again, it's a Reddit post, so it could all be just straight up bull, but it's a 4-way of S tiers because, come on, owls are just bird cats, pandas are goofiest bears ever, and there have been no record of them killing a human, even though they are still a bear at the end of a day. We all binge watch parrot TikToks for hours every other month, so we all know how cool they are. And rats are bigger hamsters that are as intelligent as dogs, and when it comes to pure IQ, then it comes close to humans at around 100 points. But yeah, we don't need to go much more in depth than just now.
Guys, is Duolingo parrot a real species?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't just hear that.
The Duolingo mascot, known to the most as simply Duo, is not a parrot, it's a kakapo bird.
Well, would you look at that? Seems like Ben's balls finally dropped.
He still sounds like a nerd, but it sounds like he started vaping.
Sounds like something a pussy would do, so it's par on the course.
Now, what is wrong with vapes? They are slightly healthier than cigarettes, and they produce vapor instead of smoke, so they don't linger on to anything that is close to them, and your teeth don't look like they are made from wood with the amount of stain from the cigarettes.
Yeah, no, it's not the time or place for your little cancer wars between vapes and cigarettes, so I'll head right back to tier list. Rhinos are that kind of animal that we all know, but we don't really know nothing about them other than the fact they are the only animal with horns on the center of their nose and that they have natural armor on them. I'd say B tier is exactly for that.
Ain't no way you just forgot about unicorns. Only animal with horns on their nose, my ass.
First Duolingo bird, now a fucking unicorn. Joe, just stuff your mouth with that damn ice cream you're holding right now and shut the hell up with that buffoonery of yours.
Thank you, Donald. Now, I don't know if that's a seal or sea lion on the picture, but I see them as the same thing, really, and they kind of look like Donald with all that blubber, but they are really funny sometimes. So, A tier.
You calling me fat, bitch?
I'm not calling you fat if you're asking, but sloths are what would happen if Joe didn't become a human, and they really do nothing all day, so putting them anywhere higher than C tier would be just weird.
Do nothing all day? It kind of sounds like Joe entire term, doesn't it?
Do nothing? I created more jobs than any other president, you bitch.
Joe, bounce back jobs don't count, and I did more in my past 2 months than you did in the last 4 years. The gas prices are already lower. Let's not act like children. Let's not act like children.
Thank you. If you settled already, let's go ahead and instantly I give a double S tier because I assume this picture of a snake refers to snakes as a whole, and they have some really unique species, and axolotls were a big hit back when Mojang decided to add them in Minecraft, and they are really cool on their own.
I used to farm as many axolotls as I could and then find a body of water with a lot of fish and release them all to see the massacre unfold before my eyes, and shit was looking like Poland after World War II when they were finished.
Jesus Christ, you can't make jokes like these in a YouTube video, Joe. Think before you speak.
Requesting Joe to think alone is a big request if you ask me.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't fucking ask you then. These are those really small monkeys that can literally fit in your hand like a hamster and have eyes bigger than their brain. It's cool, but it looks like a gremlin at the same time, so I can't decide where to put it, but I really fuck with monkeys, so A tier.
Go figures, you like monkeys.
And what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ugh. Let's just finish it up, and we're finishing it up with a trio banger, which all deserve S tier because Tiger would fuck up almost any land animal you throw his way, and it has the agility of house cat while having the strength, speed, and basically everything excelling a lion. And that says something. You can be riding a biggest elephant you can find, and that tiger will be able to jump up there and take you down from that elephant and make you his dinner on the ground. Now, a turtle may be far from this level of danger. They are just too cool to not get S tier. Like, find me a hater of turtles and I will lose my mind.
I personally hate turtles for being dumb as shit and eating plastic because of their inability to distinguish a piece of thrash from food, we now have to drink our drinks from a piece of paper that starts to evaporate as soon as it touches your lips.
Don't get me wrong, I hate paper straws as much as the next guy, but in your case, Joe, you shouldn't be surprised because your saliva is just like acid at this point. Like if you spit at someone like a llama does, you would burn the shit out of that person.
And with that high school level roast, we call it a day, but there are two things left. Wolves are in that trio because we were able to transform them into our best friends, so that is kind of fire. And shout out to our homie OMG, it's Birdman Archive as usual. Stay tuned by subscribing, and that's about it. See ya.
Subscribe to Oval Office Gaming right now, or Barack will go get your oil with his drones.